Hello, and welcome to the Super Business Women Power Hours on Intellectual Radio. It's your girl, CEO Lexi, giving all things couture. And I do want to thank you all for tuning in. You could be listening to anything. We appreciate you listening to us. I am here with my wonderful co-hosts.
Shavana from Anointed Accounting. Hey, great big world out there. How you doing?
Sharon Locke, Love, Loans, and Lifestyle.
So today we have a great show for you all. Excuse me. And my topic is actually really fitting for today because I've been being tested all day. and, and I mean tested. So my topic today is the importance of rehearsal and being prepared, stage presence. And this is important not just in music, but in business in general, public speaking. And today, I was like, okay. And this is one of my sayings is stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And I was a little ill prepared. I was actually writing my notes in the car, but hey, we're here. And but I think what the importance of that is if you are somewhat prepared, because I was rehearsing anyways yesterday in the car, and I was like, okay, well, I know I'm going to talk about these things. So in a sense, I was prepared, but I wasn't prepared. But we are going to talk about how that's important in music specifically, because you guys know music is my first love. And if you guys don't know me, I'm CEO Lexi of Couture Music, all things couture. And if you want to find out what I do, www.couturemusicmgmt.com, and our social medias at CEO Lexi Couture. So, okay, getting into the importance of rehearsing and stage presence as a musician. You would think it's pretty common sense, simple, it makes sense. You should rehearse. But one thing I have absolutely seen in independent music specifically, and you guys know that's where my main focus is that a lot of artists are ill prepared for performing. So they'll come out and it gives open mic. And if I'm coming to an open mic, that's fine because I know what to expect at an open mic. It's a different type of setting. And usually the people in the crowd are going to be fellow musicians. Now, personally, when I purchase tickets to be entertained, to see somebody perform, I want to be entertained because I'm spending my money, I'm coming out. So it's important to rehearse and have a set. That's what they do in the majors. And as I will always go back to, if you're a musician and you take it serious, you treat this as a business. The majors treat music as a business because it is a business to them. So that's why rehearsal is required. You're never too small, you're never too big to rehearse at all. So as an independent musician, rehearsing before you have a show, or even just having that set that you know you're going to perform, because it's a new set if there's a new audience. You know what I'm saying? You can be performing it in Chicago, performing it in Seattle, Miami. These are all different audiences. So as long as you have a main set in the show mix that you rehearse over and rehearse with, it's always going to be new. So the importance of rehearsal is practice makes perfect. And the one person I wanted to mention about rehearsing and saying that you're never too small or never too big to rehearse is Beyonce. If anyone has ever paid attention to her tour preparation, she's got a whole diet she does. She has, I'll tell you the facts. She rehearses 10 hours a day for her shows. And you can tell because how crisp and clean her performance is and how, on point it is. Even if she has some mishaps, which she has, we've seen the public mishaps, she doesn't miss a beat. She keeps it going. She definitely works out. She has a workout plan. And I think that's important as a musician, is to, whether you're rapping or singing, whatever your case may be, is to be doing cardio while performing. So while you're rehearsing, not performing actually, but while you're rehearsing at home, get on that treadmill, sing on it, rap while you're on there, because that way you keep your stamina up and you're prepared for that movement. You can't go out here on the stage just completely ill prepared and out of breath. because it shows and we hear it. So back to Beyonce, she does her workout. She has a 22-day revolution diet, and she actually has a book out on it that her trainer Marcos Borges wrote. And I like his motto. Excuse me. His motto says, "If you want to change your life, you have to start with your habits." So this particular 22 day revolution diet is pretty much plant based. There's no bread, no carbs, no sugar, no dairy, and no alcohol. And they do that for 22 days, and that is to prepare your body. And what I find interesting about that is even with the artists I work with, I'm so big on that. If you're a singer, you better not touch dairy if you have a performance. Literally, like 2, 3 days before, just leave it alone because it creates mucus, and you hear that. We don't want to hear that when you're singing. So alcohol obviously dehydrates the body and has other effects where you're not even going to be at your best. It just makes sense to cut these things out and have a clean, light diet. I'm not saying you don't have to eat meat. I'm obviously a little bit biased, but
So am I.
but the leafy greens and things, you feel a difference after you eat healthy compared to eating not healthy. So if I go out and have something greasy and fried, I'm going to not be as energized if I just went and had a salad or some leafy greens and some vegetables. It's just, that's facts. There's no argument there out of anybody. Don't want to hear it. I've seen it
Meat
so
makes
many
you
times.
sleepy.
I've seen it so many
It's
times.
heavy.
In my my training classes with the union, they ordered food, and I went downstairs and got me a salad, and everybody else had this big heavy meal, and there's pastas and meat. Everybody was ready to take a nap, and I'm like, hey guys,
Yes.
and it's natural. So yeah, so definitely diet is important for rehearsing and stage presence. That is important to have that to work out. And I also like when you rehearse, record yourself.
So you can
Record
see
yourself so you can see, because there might be those little parts where you're like, oh, I don't like that face I made, or oh, I misstepped right there. So you can work on those little things that you see. You're your audience. So that's important to me as well. And that ties into stage presence. So in addition to me wanting to be entertained when I go see any entertainment, is the music executive in me. I look for certain things, and these things make or break if I want to come back and see you again. Whether it's free, $10, $100 ticket, these things are important to me as a music executive, and I'm just about certain most music executives feel the same way. Your appearance is extremely important. Artists, entertainers, they put a lot into their look. Now, there is some people that, look like they roll out of bed, and that might be their gimmick. That might be their thing. I'm not knocking it. Everyone has an audience.
And
Hey, but you see how Beyonce puts herself together. She doesn't play. There's a wardrobe. There's a look.
obviously, you're a fan of Beyonce.
You know what? I have to
Clearly.
use
Clearly.
I have to use one of the greatest performers and entertainers currently, because like I said, you're not too small and you're not too big. If this is what you want to do, if you want to do music, you have to look up to these people that sell tickets at thousands of dollars and sell out stadiums and arenas. Like
I agree.
you have to compare yourself to the greats. You can't just say, "Oh, well, like I said, you look like you rolled out of bed and now we're at an open mic." Again, there's an audience for that. There's probably an audience for that, but me paying any type of money to be entertained, I'm going to have some standards for me personally. So appearance to me is important. Have a look for yourself. Have a certain thing that just works for you, and it could be the I rolled out of bed look. I'm not
pajama
knocking
look.
it.
That
Well,
may be the look, though.
It might be your
Just-
look, but
just
just
look
stay
at the era.
consistent with it
Just look at the era that
and
we're
do
in.
it right. So,
What about this? I went to a concert and he was drunk. And I love him. I won't mention the name, begins with a K. Inebriated to the fullest. But he told us he was having a drink on stage. And we were the last concert of the evening.
that as an entertainer is unfortunate, but it happens. I've seen that in the independent industry, and unfortunately, we don't get the best performance, and we remember that part more than anything. And I would definitely Okay, so I understand the nervousness part. There's a lot of artists that want to, take the edge off. So they drink or whatever they partake in prior to performing. You're not going to give us the best performance if you're intoxicated.
Yeah, but because of the individual, let's just say it was, I don't know who's let's just say it was Beyonce. We're gonna use
We know that she doesn't take alcohol.
but we're gonna
She
use
doesn't
this
drink
as an
alcohol?
example.
She's got a whole 22-day revolution diet that cuts out absolutely alcohol, dairy, sugar, carbs, bread, meat, everything.
Yeah, but let's just use her as an example.
So
Okay.
what is she eating?
Leafy greens and
Okay.
vegetables,
And
fruits,
vegetables and nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
grains, probably. Well, no, there's carbs in certain ones. So there's a book. So I'm not 100% sure, but I'm kind of interested in looking into
I
that.
am too.
Yeah. So it's called the 22-day revolution diet. Her trainer Marcos Borges wrote it.
So what is her diet geared? What's the agenda for her diet?
She does this prior to tour. So this is a tour prep diet. So this is literally training her body for that vigorous performance that she puts
Okay.
on. So she's rehearsing 10 hours a day. She needs the energy. So I think it would be just based on keeping her energy up, keeping herself prepared mentally. We know what alcohol does. We know what meat does. We know what sugars do. We know what dairy does. So when you take those things out of the diet, you will feel and see a difference.
Especially for 22 days.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Well,
yeah,
anything you do for more than 21 days, that's how you mentally form a habit.
absolutely. And that's why I was like, oh, I like his thing because he said, if you want to change your life, you have to start with your habits. And then he wrote that book.
Yes,
22
21
days.
days.
Mhm.
Even in breakups, when I'm going through a breakup or I'm going through something, I'll say, oh, if I do this for 21 days, I'll purge it.
I could say that. So going back, gonna
Yeah.
throw that love in there no matter what. Y'all gonna
Yes.
get that
It's
love.
always love.
Because it's intentional.
You
It's
gonna get that
intentional.
love.
And you know what it is.
So back to what I was talking about with the stage presence. So appearance, of course, is important, and that even pertains to being intoxicated, because if you appear to be intoxicated, we know you've been drinking, and there's going
Or
to be
smoking.
there's going to be a record of it all over social media forever in the internet.
Yeah, but because they're popular, it's gonna still sell, whether it was good or bad.
I'm
It's-
going back to see Keith Sweat, just by the way, because he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad, even intoxicated.
Yeah, but because it's Keith Sweat, you're gonna
Yeah.
go back. So
Yeah, and you know
that's the
what?
same.
I feel like the longer you've been in the industry, maybe we could give Keith a pass, because he's been in the industry a very long time. I'm very certain when he first started out, that was just not going to happen. But then again, I don't know, because I wasn't there.
Yeah, but also look at the era too. So the era that we're in now is like that's popular for that.
No, I think
It's
the
not
old
professional
school-
though.
It's not, but it's popular. So sometimes popularity takes over professionalism. It shouldn't.
I think just once you have a following, I think because he has a following, like I said, I'm going back anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think once he has a base, no matter what, and he's been in
Yeah.
the industry, 30, 40 years or
Yeah.
something. So those people are going no matter what he's doing.
That's true.
Because his songs are timeless. They're priceless. So they're going to go hear him.
That's true.
And you can't get it every day on the radio.
But he's built that, and he's, like I said, you can give, I guess, certain artists can get a pass where it's understanding, but don't keep doing it. Look, I'm only gonna come back a couple times. You'll
Right.
be sober. I'm supposed to be the one drunk here. So no, but appearance is important. Crowd control is important, and engaging with your crowd, having that connection builds those lifetime fans. So at some point, the first time you saw one of you heard a song on the radio, and then you went and saw this person, you had a moment where you're like, yep, fan for life. I'll be back every show. I'm there. Sign me up 3 times.
I'm buying all the paraphernalia.
Yes.
I'm just
I need a shirt.
yes.
I need a cup. I need everything. I need a poster above my bed. So engage with your crowd, and have that crowd control. You know, it's super important when you're on stage. And one thing that a lot of artists don't understand is like a little cheat code, because some people have problems with their focal points or eye contact. Sunglasses. you know how many artists are on stage with sunglasses? Now, this might not work with public speaking. This might not work in business, but in entertainment, you could put them sunglasses on and nobody's going to know A, what you're looking like or what you've been smoking or drinking. So I'm just saying it's a little cheat code.
Question for you. You've been in the industry a long time. Would you say that professionalism have decreased in entertainers?
I feel like in the majors, it's so structured that it's required because
Okay.
if you misstep that professionalism, you won't be on stage again.
Okay.
And the reason I'm pushing professionalism to the independent artists is because even though you're an independent artist, you can still be successful if you carry yourself a certain way and you have your business running correctly. You can be just as big as those in the majors and you can have those crowds and you can have those fans if you carry yourself to that same standard.
So my girlfriend, Teresa Griffin, she's an entertainer, and it's ran like a well-ran oil machine.
Yes.
It's professional. Her presence is amazing. She starts on time.
Yeah.
Her I was going to say uniform, but it's not a uniform. It's her outfit is stellar. Her voice is on point. So yeah.
Yeah,
I get what
and
you're
she
saying.
will remain booked. Even if it's I think a lot of people they'll feel like, well, if they're not selling out arenas and stadiums, that it's those clubs, those little spaces all through Chicago, they have people booked for
Well,
a
she
year in
traveled
advance.
like worldwide, I believe.
Well, I just mean the smaller
yeah, the
settings.
smaller
Like even
settings.
if it's a 500 capacity, you
Right.
can't. Even if you have 10 followers, 100 followers, those are your followers.
Yes.
So you entertain them and you take those spaces that are, even if they're small, if they're booking you consistently, they see something good in you. They value your entertainment and you treat it still as a job. You treat it professionally and you're going to keep being booked. They're going to keep asking you to come back. You come in there looking crazy, acting crazy, drunk. You probably won't be invited back. Maybe as a patron. But as entertainment, yes, professionalism is important. And like I always will go back to it. You have to treat this career as a business if you want to be successful in music. And we went through, okay, vocal projection, which you touched on. Vocal projection is important when you're entertaining in rap. I will say there's a pacifier in show mixes where people use their full track. It's just the song playing and they're rapping over the full track. It's the easy way out. We can't hear you. And one thing I always tell artists that I work with closely, if you cannot record the song in one take, if you can't record that song in the booth, you're not going to be able to perform it. So the same way you rehearse for a performance, you need to rehearse before you get into that booth and make sure that you can handle it because you're rapping. You got to know when you can take your breaths. You got to know how to do this. This is your song. So I see that now where they call it punch-ins. We didn't have that when I was doing music 20 years ago. We didn't do punch-ins. You got that 16 bars rapped and you better not mess it up.
So what's a punch-in?
A punch-in is taking so say we're rapping when it's called 16 bars. So every 4 bars I'm rapping, but I stop.
Okay.
And then I give you another 4 bars and I stop. That's what they do when they record.
Like special ed.
Okay.
Why special ed?
I mean,
Just
because you
curious.
give it to them in doses, right?
Yeah, it doesn't come out that way. When they mix and master it, the engineers are shout out to the engineers and everybody that's behind the scenes of music. They make some of the most complicated recordings sound immaculate and you won't even notice it unless your ear is trained to hear it. But yeah, it's the taking of breaks because they don't have the breath control. They're not prepared. So they punch me in. So they'll stop rapping because they couldn't carry that full 8 bars. They have to stop.
I understand.
So, but doing that, it harms you in performing it.
I understand because, like you said, you're rehearsing.
Yeah. Yes. You have
This
to
is
rehearse.
rehearsal. This is rehearsal.
And
When
if-
you're recording, this is a part of rehearsal.
Exactly. So if you can't record it, how are you going to get up on that stage and perform it? You're going to lose your breath. You're going to, and you'll see people where they'll forget their lyrics.
That's why you got to rehearse more than once.
You
And
got to rehearse.
more than once. Don't wait till the night before, the morning of. Like you
And-
said, practice make perfect. So you continuously rehearse. That's so important to be ready. Like ready.
And-
Over ready.
And I also think that it's great as a management, as a representative of musicians, is I prefer to be offensive to my artists. I prefer for them to be offended. I prefer for them to be uncomfortable when they're recording around me, when they're performing around me, because I am holding you to a standard. You should be holding yourself to this standard. I do not offend some people that have been in music for 15, 20 years. If I tell them we have rehearsal every Wednesday at 6 p.m., guess what? Every Wednesday, 6 p.m., we're rehearsing. They're not going to be like, oh, well, I'm busy. I can't. No, you're making excuses. So the salute to the ones that don't get offended when I say you need to rehearse. And the ones that I do offend, I hope I continue to make you uncomfortable so that you can grow, because we find growth in our uncomfort.
Absolutely.
So vocal projection was my last point, and you have that when you're rehearsing. You have that when you're pulling from your diaphragm. You have that when you are practicing and you're on that treadmill rapping and singing. We're going to have Shavana on the treadmill rapping.
Oh, that wouldn't be a good rap. It wouldn't. No, I could probably do a solo.
There you go.
Solo so that can't nobody hear me.
So low that nobody hears
So
her is
low.
crazy.
They want to hear the next day, I promise you.
So I got crazy confidence. I will be the one on the treadmill rapping.
You going to do it?
Oh, I'll do it.
Oh, we typing this.
I'll do it.
This,
I'll
we
do
need
it.
this.
Can we do this today?
We need this.
Yeah.
This
No,
is
we can't do
important.
it today. It's birthday behavior today. But we got to do it.
In the heels too. now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, and the heels.
Yes.
Oh my God.
The red bottoms.
The red bottoms. Let's do
Yes.
it.
Yes.
That's that. You know who that gives me? Mariah Carey.
And we're gonna have Brian in that yellow suit.
Oh,
Singing.
Lord.
Yes.
Okay.
You're gonna be on backup
Yes.
on the ad libs. Something. We're gonna have something for him. So that is my segment, and I do want our listeners to know that you could be sponsoring my segment. I could be giving you a shout out on your business at this point. So let me know. I'm available.
I'm a firm believer that you do stand-up comedy somewhere.
Yeah,
somewhere you're
I think
doing
it's just
comedy
in life.
somewhere.
It's
Lex,
life.
She tells me that we're just so funny. I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like seriously. I think y'all missed y'all calling. Y'all could really do some type
Well,
of
it's still
comedy.
entertainment, to be fair.
Right.
So
And
I
I
agree.
am
so
definitely
we picked up the phone.
entertained.
We there.
I'm definitely entertained. It's never a dull moment with you or Shar.
Oh, thank you.
Never. Never. Guaranteed to laugh with both of you. I just be ready. So when I see Shar, I'm just laughing and what? And I'm just laughing already because she's gonna do something. Trust me. You even start laughing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
A little bit silly.
Entertainment. And laughter is good for the soul.
Absolutely.
So yes.
Shavana, what are you going to tell us today?
Oh man.
She gonna get on our case. I don't know if I'm prepared.
I don't like Shavana's segment. It guilts me. It makes
I'm
me
so
feel
offended.
bad.
Oh
It
my
holds
God.
me accountable. I'm like texting a tax preparer when I leave here and an accountant.
Oh my God, don't be like that.
No, you know what, Shavana? It's
Yes.
good because it makes us uncomfortable. And you know what happens when we're uncomfortable? We gotta grow.
Yep.
And we gonna
It
get it
makes you
together.
stretch.
We
It
gonna-
stretches us.
We're gonna get it together because of you and your segment, Shavana.
Yes. And you sit directly next to me.
I love you, but
So-
I don't like your segment because it makes me feel some kind of way. I'm like,
But
yeah, I
why
need
does
to
it
do
make you
this.
feel some type of way?
Because I'm trifling in that area.
But if you're the one that's trifling, how is that my fault?
I'm not making it your fault. I said your segment makes me
but
feel
my
guilty.
segment is a part of me.
Oh, well, I love you.
So
We have to separate the
Right, we
Shavana and the
separate,
taxes.
right.
We have to separate them.
The accountant. So I'm going to say this. Can I have my friend co-host show up? Not,
I'm here.
I don't want to talk to the accountant.
I'm here. I'm with you all the way and I'm here to help you.
Okay.
So So the stuff that I tell you when you go back and you text your preparer and your accountant,
Oh,
they're
Jesus.
gonna agree. And if they're anything like me, they're gonna tell you, Shar, when are you coming to see me? When are we gonna talk? When can I get your documents to start on you? Because you will not be
See,
late.
Lexi, now I'm feeling really bad because I blew off 3 appointments. You see how her segment takes me down?
First off, she said documents and look this way,
Right.
and it was a direct dig
Did
for
you notice I
everyone.
looked
For
off?
everyone to know, that was a direct dig, and
It
I
was
felt
not.
it. I felt it.
It
I
was
felt
not.
it in my soul. I said, "They sitting there in that shoebox. It's
All
okay."
right. I don't know where mine
See,
is.
you see the problem? Do you see the problem
The
with
problem
this?
was is they weren't in a shoebox. They were all over the place. So now they're in one space.
They're in one central
They're all
space.
in one space, and then I
Okay.
have to. And I told you I had to deconstruct my whole entire office, and I did. It looks fantastic.
See, I need a vacation, and I don't have vacation until next November, December. I
We're,
need
we're
a
in
Ma'am,
December.
well, no, I'm
she said,
2025.
"Well, yeah, the year's over. No more
Yeah, I
vacation
don't
time,
have
but you
vacation, right? I don't have.
get to go get a little break. To be
Well,
fair,
Yeah, but when are you gonna make time to get your stuff together for
when
your?
I go on vacation in December 2025.
what?
So you're gonna be late.
I'm already late. I'm talking too much already.
Oh no! See, that's why I'm gonna
See
help
why
your
she makes me
preparer.
uncomfortable?
I'm going to help your preparer. I'm gonna still continue to be here with bells on Saturday.
Jesus.
And I'm when I post information, I'm gonna tag you personally.
I thought about you when they rescinded the requirement to sign the document for
For
the
the
LLC.
the BOI.
Yes,
And what did you think? What did you
I
say?
thought that was amazing, and I was glad that we have who we have leading us now.
Because you didn't do it,
Oh, of course not.
and
It's
you were
me
gonna
with
be
accounting. Yeah, I
and
didn't
you
do
were
it. I
gonna
was going
be
to wait to
late.
the last minute. No, I wasn't going to be late because it was going to cost me. But I was going to wait
Oh,
to the last minute.
December 31st.
I was going to do it December 30th just in case I had computer problems.
And now, see, the thing with that is that we also that could be reversed. So
It
always
could.
be prepared in
Always be
case,
prepared.
just in case.
So still do it, even though it's
Oh
been rescinded.
no, I'm not giving them any information until they make me.
It's not that. It's really your public information already.
It is, but I don't like the fact that they're doing this. There's a reason why. I didn't like the whole thing with the Cash App and the Zelle. I don't like that either. I don't
Mm.
like government micromanaging us.
Mm.
So I don't like that.
But government wants people to pay taxes,
You can pay taxes.
and they know that people will find any way to deviate from trying to report any income. So if there's different applications or software or methods to say, hey, I'm making this money and it's not being reported, then the federal government is losing out.
Girl, this is why I don't like her
I'm
segment.
trying to think though for this particular thing for the BOIR, what exactly were they going to be capable of accessing anyways? Because they only really asked for.
But anything you have to sign and provide, me knowing, being in local, I don't like that. There's a reason for it, and they never tell us the truth.
I
We-
thought it was the PPP thing. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm sure.
I,
I'm
no,
sure
it
it
wasn't
was.
connected
I
with the
thought they was
PPP.
just
What's-
trying to find out.
I'm
No,
gonna
'cause
go
they-
read the
they-
bill. I'm gonna go read the bill.
They're still looking at people with the PPP loans out here. You know, a lot of people think that that's still over, and it's not.
Yeah.
And they're still looking into that and investigating.
They should never have given those people that money like that anyway. So,
They were
that's
just
my
trying to help
opinion.
the economy and put money into the economy. Now, was that the right way to do it? I'm not sure, because they didn't call me and ask me to sit at the round table and make any decisions, because I would have showed up for that.
I don't know. Things may change. Let's just see what 2025 brings.
You're right, because I do not mind showing up at the round, square, whatever table. We can sit down on the floor. I will show up at the meeting. I will be there in attendance on time, before time.
Can we change your segment to something else? What do you want to else you want to talk about? Because I leave here feeling overwhelmingly guilty.
But
It only
yet you
lasts a
don't
little
do
while.
no better.
Okay,
Right. So it only lasts for about what, 5 seconds?
No, probably about an hour. When I go to bed, I'm like, yeah, I probably need to do this and I probably need to do that. I'm gonna do better, but it's a redundant cycle here. I see you again and feel the same way, have the same thoughts, and it's like a recurring nightmare.
nightmares are good because
This lady.
at some point, you're going to be like, you know what? This is not going to continue to happen to me. I'm about to get on this right now. Right now.
You have a lot of faith in me, and I love you for that.
I do. I have faith in a lot of people who just want to put the taxes on the back burner. And it's so important. It's so important. And I get that it's not at the forefront of everybody's
So,
mind, but it's
You excited
important.
about the government taking your money?
I'm excited about paying into my Social Security and Medicare. So when I retire, I get money. That's what I'm excited about.
Oh, speaking of that, then call and have them pass that bill for first responders, teachers with the Social Security, so that they can, because we don't pay into Social Security.
How about you and I can get a petition going and do it
They
together?
got a bill on the table, so we just need it to pass.
Okay. And you want me to call?
I'm telling everybody, call the.
Okay. Provide the number for our audience.
I don't have it with me. I just thought about it.
That's important. Share that on your social media.
I will.
Yeah, and we can share that on.
It's
our
a bill out
pages.
there that needs to be passed, because we don't pay. And even if you have enough points on Social Security,
Mhm.
when you get to be a certain age, you only get a percentage of it as a first responder or an educator.
Right. It's very minimal.
Dan Rauskantowski. He did that. It was his bill. It was once in place years ago. I was, probably not here yet, but it was, he changed it because we got pensions, or those first
Yes.
responders and educators were afforded pensions. So he took the Social Security component away. But what people don't know is, if you don't have enough Social Security points, you can't get Medicare. You can't get the
Right.
insurance.
Mm.
It's like hand in hand. You can't go and say, hey, I want insurance. I'm, of Medicare or Medicaid age. You can't. You have
And
to
you
qualify.
have to be
for it.
paid into it. And a lot of people are unaware of that. Like you have to pay
You have to
into
have
it.
your 40 points. I know someone who retired,
Mhm.
who is getting a pension when they reached the age of majority, which was 63, 65.
Yeah.
They were unable to get Medicare because they did not have enough points. They had not attained the 40 points necessary in Social Security. But if you're an educator or first responder, you don't pay into Social Security unless you're working other gigs. So or started later on the departments, or, with the school system.
Or if they're unionized too. Well, they'll get pension.
Unions,
Right.
do
Yeah.
unions pay into Social Security, just first responders and educators.
But they have
Get them.
unions too, so hopefully,
Well, our union, one of our union is really pushing this bill. So
yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
we all do need to call so that bill can be passed. That's
so
important.
Shar can have Medicare at some age. Hopefully, I won't look like I need it, but
There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with
The
it.
just in case.
just
Just
in
in
case.
case.
Well, no, we all gonna
Always
need
be
it, because
prepared.
unless you're self-insured, right?
Mhm.
You all would need it.
Right. Right. Even then, you're still going to need. It's nothing wrong with having insurance. That's very important for all of us because anything can happen. It's those old remedies still work from back in the day, but sometimes
With this new disease and new things that comes out, I'm not certain that those old remedies are effective.
Just a little ginger ale and some garlic would be all right. Be good as new.
Vaseline.
duct tape tissue.
Be good as
Got a
new.
rash, get some Vaseline.
Be good as new.
Yeah, duct tape and tissue. Well, let me go ahead and let's do a commercial. What do you think
Now
about
let's
that?
get into a little quick music break.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have a
Hopefully it's one of
commercial,
your artists.
but if you guys want some commercials, we got commercials available for y'all.
That's true. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to IntellectualRadio-Podcast.
Hey, great big world out there. How y'all doing? Thanks for tuning in to Intellectual Radio. I'm one of your co-hosts, Shavana, with Anointed and Appointed Accounting Services, Inc. Hoping y'all having a great Saturday, because I am. Well, I'm going to go right into what I'll be giving you some information about. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is company formation. That's like a really really popular topic nowadays. It's like everyone you talk to wants to have some type of entrepreneurship, wants to be their own boss and make their own rules and just, you know, step out into their arena and in their field because what it may be a lack of. And a lot of people just don't know what goes into opening a business. They don't know all the documents. They don't know about the capital. They don't know about the marketing. They don't know about the paperwork. They're not even sure how to set up with the state or the county certain licenses that you have to have as a business. You know, they're just so unaware because they're going off what someone else said. Well, my friend got a business and my friend said it's best if I do this because it's working for my friend. Well, that may not work for you. What works for your friend may not work for you. So if your friend goes into massage therapy and you're a barber, that's not going to work for you. It has to be something entirely different. And people just don't know. And people also don't do the research on the type of business that they're going into, whether it's a LLC, whether it's a corporation, a sole proprietorship, or a S corp. People are just unaware. And I always encourage people to do their research. When I have someone that comes to Anointed Accounting to say, you know, I want to open up my own company, and I ask them why. Give me a reason why you want to open up your own company. And then I asked them, well, what's the name of your company? And why did you choose that name? And then I asked them, well, let's just say 25 years down the line, can you look at that same name and smile no matter what you're going through? And, you know, some people look at me and be like, well, I never thought about that. Well, why? That's a part of you. Like if I'm putting a name and I'm building a brand on something, I need to smile about that because of the importance. And for whatever reason I formed it, that means something to me. And people don't think about that. They don't think about what goes into that. And then the next question is, well, what type of entity do you want to open? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Well, I was thinking about doing an LLC. You know, my cousin got an LLC and he told me, no, 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 no. What research did you do? Why would I got to do the research? I'm coming to you to do the work. Yeah, that's true, but I want you to know what you're getting yourself into. And so as I start to break down the steps, I get these crazy stares like, why? Are you sure it take all this to have a business? Yes, a legitimate business. Yes, it takes all of this. And I just the questions that people ask, I used to be so baffled, but now I look at that as a learning tool because that one person is not the only person that has that question. And I'm so quick to tell anybody that comes to me, I want you to ask me anything. I don't care if I ask you, let me see your state ID, and you ask me, well, what's the state ID? Ask me. I prefer you to ask me than to assume. Because if you don't know, I want you to know. I don't want you to be blinded in what you're doing and we're working together. And company formation is so important. Knowing the type of entity that you want to go into, knowing what you have to put into opening your entity, that's so important. Naming your entity, the documents that have to go in that, you must think about if you're going to have a staff. You have to think about your payroll. You have to think about the taxes that you're going to pay. How is this going to affect you? The paperwork that has to be filed. Just having a company to say you have a company is more to it than that. It's way much more to it. Just the back end process alone is a lot of work that goes into it, especially if you want it to be successful. And, just talking to people about that, I just want to encourage people, if you don't hire an accounting agency, do your research. Even if you hire an accounting agency, do your research. Because I'm the type of accountant, if we're sitting there having a conversation, I'm going to tell you something that's false because I want to know if you're going to correct me. Because if you don't correct me, then you're not really truthful about what it is you want to do. And my name is going to be attached to this. So I care about it just as much as you care about it, which means you're going to have to put that work into it. And I notice that when a lot of people see that you have a passion for it and you really care about them and you really educate them on company formation, that gives them something to think about. And I say, well, here's some homework. Go do your homework. Come back to me. I'll give you 14 days. Come back to me in 14 days. Call me with any questions. And people like that. And the response that I get within those 14 days, just the questions alone is like, wow, you're really interested. You're really, really serious about this. And those companies become successful. And I love to see that for my small business owners. And it starts with just having the patience and having them have faith and just giving that education when it comes to company formation. I think that's very important, excuse me. And closing my segment, I'm going to go out with IRS resolutions.
Yay. Sorry.
Uh, you did not sound excited about
I
that.
was trying. I busted up as much as I could.
No, you were supposed to be super excited
My
about
voice-
that.
My voice cracked. It was like, no.
Every week there are bad news here.
There is no beer of bad news here.
You said the 3-letter alphabet. No one I know likes any of those people associated with either 3-letter alphabets.
Okay, Department of the Treasury. Is that better?
Okay, Shavana.
So I love the Internal Revenue Service. And one day you're going to love them.
This is the person, everyone on my live, that's saying she loved the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service.
Yes, yes,
I'll
absolutely.
make you a shirt that says that, Shavana. I got you.
And I will wear it. And I want it to be lime green because and make the colors like orange, like,
You want bright and
You sound
neon.
yes, because
everyone sees it.
I want everybody to see it. Like,
You sound like Brian.
I love color, apparently, right?
Right.
Right. So yeah. However, Miss Char Unlocked, that's gonna love the Internal Revenue Service.
Never.
With the IRS resolutions, people are so afraid to open a letter that they get from the Internal Revenue Service. And that letter just sits there, and more letters start to come. And when there's no reaction to those letters, now these letters start to come certified. And when they come certified, then they're put to the side and they're put in a cubby where it's hitting and out of the way because they feel like it's going to go away. And that's not always true. And so when it's time for you to take care of any type of business, or let's just say you want to go to the grocery store and purchase groceries and you can't, there's a lien on your account or that money isn't there.
Mm.
Now you want to reach out.
And let me tell you how gangster they are. About 20 years ago, all these little people,
You were
probably
so
about
you were so
$4,000.
upset about that.
Why? And they took my entire check from Section 8. It was like 11 grand. And they took both checks, both months, and held them for as long as they wanted to, took their little 4 grand out, and then took their time about sending me my money back. Are you kidding me?
You took your time paying them. What?
Crickets.
What?
We on the radio, so I'm having.
You know what? I also just want to. I also want to let you know that I've opened all my letters, and even though they're in the box, that's not really the concern for me this year. It's actually finishing my logs and getting my profit and loss and my expense reports organized. That's it. I have no concerns or any threats coming from the IRS, so they're all right with me.
So see, the IRS are good people, right?
They haven't bothered me.
Right.
But honestly, I'm one of them people that researched and did a lot of work for my company prior to starting it, and I've invested a whole lot more into my company than I've made. And that investment, whether it's research or
Same.
financial, actually it's in my favor now. It's a benefit to me. So everything that I know, like, okay, this is an expense, this is an expense, this is an expense. The list is very long.
It
Same.
definitely
It's
So
the
is.
same here.
and it's my couture is my baby. So I'm
Exactly. It
very
is
proud
your
of it,
baby.
and I love it. So yeah, I understand the importance of researching prior to forming your company, and I think even if you don't have an accountant, you have to do that research, because when you do get to that step where I feel like now I'm at the step where I require an accountant, I require bookkeeping from somebody else other than me because I'm too busy. You still want to know. You need to know, because your accountant could be shady. Your accountant could be somebody that's not anointed and get over on you and mess up your books, or steal from you. And if you have no knowledge of business whatsoever, you're just leaving yourself susceptible to just destroying everything you've built.
Also, with research, it's relative to how they ingest information. Would you say?
Yeah. Is your mic on?
No, my mic's on.
Sorry.
It's very important to, like you said, take that step, do the research yourself.
Yeah.
Any questions that you have, reach out, ask those questions. Doesn't matter how small or big those questions are. Those questions are going to be so important throughout your journey. You're going to still have more questions because things change over time. Nothing stays the same. So you always want to be aware. You want to know what's going on, and you want it from a good source. Not
True.
only do you want it from a good source, you want to be able to say, hey, this was said about a month ago. Let me see, is it true? You want to be able to go and look up that information and say, hey, that was true. It wasn't a lie. And you pointed out some good factors. There are some people that are not on the up and up for whatever reason that may be. You want to get to know the person that you're working with. You want to do your research on that person. So, and people just don't take the time to do that. They don't, and that's so important, so important. And it's like they reach out at the last minute, and at the last minute they want that instant gratification, and you can't get that instant gratification because you've waited so long to respond to a letter. Like I tell everyone, those three-letter lovely words, Shar. There are people just like you and I. If they cut their finger, they're going to bleed red just like you and I. Just talk to them.
Some people stress you out. It's just a fact. Some things, some people, you're just stressed, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But
We got her to agree on that.
but how long are you going to let that person stress you?
I feel like you're talking directly to me in this segment.
It's just a question.
I'm triggered.
I don't want you to be triggered. I just want you to fall in love with those three-letter lovely words.
What, MAN? Is that what she's talking about?
I don't think that's it.
No, you know who you're talking about.
That's not what you're talking about.
But yes, it's just very important to get your facts, get all your ducks in a row, reach out. And we're the type of accounting agency. I tell my people, reach out to me, not just during tax time, because it's a domino effect. What's going to happen? What you do is going to be a domino effect. If you get any correspondence from any federal or state entities, you don't understand the information, call me. Better yet, call them. You're going to wait You're going to be on hold. You may even get hung up on a couple times. You may even get transferred and get hung up on, and 7 hours of your day is gone. And it's okay. Just try back again.
That sounds like trauma. It's a
I
bad,
was following you for a minute. I was riding the boat, and then I'm like, whoa,
it's a bad relationship
It's-
there.
I
It's
know.
not, because they're busy. So, and when you're working on someone else's time, it's only going to be as important to you as you make it. Again, you cannot expect that instant gratification when it's too late, because you were not instant in reacting to the response. And we have to keep that in mind. So when you're doing that and you feel overwhelmed, or you feel like it's
See how
directed
she looked
towards
at me?
you, you want to reach out to Anointed and Appointed Accounting Services Inc., because we don't have any issues with the Internal Revenue Service, the state, the county. We actually love all of those workers, because they help us, and they give us information, and they help us to help you.
Okay.
So I am
You see
going
how
to,
she looked at me, Lexi?
I am going to end my segment with that. And again, we're going to be doing some sponsorships here. Stay tuned for more of that information. Please reach out to me at www.anointedaccounting.com and across all social media platforms under Anointed Accounting. I am going to turn the next segment over to my lovely birthday host.
That's right. It's my birthday and she's stressing me out. You know, I think I want to switch seats. Shavana sits next to me with anointed accounting, and she stresses me out and then pass the segment over to me. I'm feeling a particular kind of way after her segment, and then I have to go up. I don't think that's fair. Yeah, I don't think that's fair.
It is, because you love me, and you only feel stressed out because you're uncomfortable, because you haven't done what you were supposed to do.
See, you see how the finger pointing goes? She's acting like those people again. Hey guys, it's Shar Unlocked. We're Love Longs and Lifestyle Meet. It's my birthday weekend, so all things birthday for me, right? But it's been my birthday since September, to be honest. I'm a Sagittarius, so I start a bit early. But my actual date of birth is coming up, and I'm celebrating this weekend. I'm going to miss you guys next weekend because I will be laying on a sunny beach in a bikini with some sunglasses, enjoying great company.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, I'm
Take
excited.
pictures.
Oh, you know I will. You know I love photos. I will.
Bring back souvenirs.
I will. I'll bring you guys back souvenirs.
Thank you.
What would you guys like?
I want a shot glass and a keychain.
My girlfriend told me a husband, so that's yours is more durable.
Well, you never know. You might go down there and meet someone because you have an intentional dating platform.
Absolutely.
And
Oh, speaking of that, so next Sunday, September, Lord, December 15th from 2 to 7, I'm having a birthday party at Privilege. Everybody come out. This is where Love Etc. is launched. I've invited everybody I can possibly think of. There will be handsome men in the building that is single, available, and intentional. They filled out the questionnaire. The same with women. Come by. Great, excellent networking opportunity. Of course, we're going to have fun. We're going to dance and look our best, right? I hope to see you guys next Sunday. Are you guys coming?
I didn't know if it was a private event, so that's why I haven't posted it or anything. So thank you for
No,
that
it's
clarification, so I can go ahead and promote it and put it out
No,
there.
it's not.
And I believe my calendar is free next Sunday.
I have a prior engagement.
You better squeeze me in there, girlfriend, after
think
you
I'm
just traumatized me.
You're not traumatized. That's just the figment of your imagination, honey.
Oh, it's a figment. The IRS is a figment of my imagination. No, honey. Crystal, are you going to come next Sunday?
Yes, I'm going to make sure I'm there.
So I will have my beautiful co-host with me, which is a whole nother dynamic. And they're beautiful people. They ask them information about if you're looking to get into entertainment, If you want to talk to Shavana about accounting, you can see her there. If you want to talk to Crystal about
Where-
investment property, you can meet her there.
Where's the love at? I didn't feel the love with that one.
I didn't know this was a working engagement.
Everything's
so I
about
might,
work with
I
me.
might be busy because don't ask me anything at all about
Well,
anything.
get her card so you
Yeah,
can
I don't even have
network.
that. You go to my website. When I'm out for events,
Mhm.
unless I'm actually working the event, I don't want to talk business because it's not
Really?
the space.
So let me tell you, I have to ponder that because when I'm out, I'll talk to a tree and get them on for business.
Well,
Everything and everybody's a prospective person for business.
now, see, for this particular event, I could see that being beneficial for your platforms.
Yes.
When I'm out enjoying myself and a musician
You don't-
comes up to me
Yes,
and
I
they're
can
like,
see
"Hey, how do
that.
I get started in the industry?" I'm like,
Are you kidding
"This
me?
is the first horrible step you're taking right now." I'm having a good time.
Okay.
It's a little different
Yeah,
in
I
my
get
arena.
it because they're bugging you. They're like, "Yeah, how do I? You want to hear my
the
song?
music
Here
is
you go."
loud. And
Yes.
it's just like I can't.
And they're chasing you
talk to
around with
you.
their. Is it a CD now, or their phone, or
Yeah, it's phones and digital downloads and everything.
So yeah. So I
I
get,
prefer a CD, honestly. That'd be nice.
Can we still play CDs?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
And cassette tapes.
Girl, nobody has cassette tapes. Here she goes, the IRS lady.
Look, I found a cassette tape that was 20 years old in pristine
Boom.
condition, and it actually had my late brother on it, and it was.
Where do you
so
play it?
I had to order a cassette player, and it converted it to an MP3. It was amazing.
Oh
Look at
wow.
the technology.
I don't have any tapes. I threw all that stuff out.
I didn't. I still have mine.
Yeah, I'm
Of
glad.
course you do.
I'm glad
Record
I
keeper.
kept. I'm glad I kept that one because it is literally the only thing I have with his
I wish
voice
I
on
had
it.
that.
So,
My brother Paris. I wish I had that.
yeah, it's amazing.
So today we're talking about, should we date within our financial, help me out here, people. I was waiting for somebody to
Our
take a
tax
deep
Within
breath.
our financial means.
Tax bracket.
Unification.
No, tax bracket. I was waiting for somebody to like take a deep breath because every time I said this week to someone, especially men, they're extremely offended by that.
So are you asking, should you date someone that makes the same amount, less than you or more than you?
No, I think you should be realistic and date within your financial bracket. I think that oftentimes women want what they can't even provide for themselves. They're reaching for the stars here. They want a man to make a certain amount of money and they can't, or take them to certain places or purchase them certain things, and they can't do it for themselves. And if my, viewers feel the same kind of way or a little different, I don't know why my phone is blinking, but if you feel the same kind of way, call us in at 708-223-8953. What do you guys think?
I think it's important to date within all of your brackets: financial, spiritual, educational.
Equally yoked.
You will stress yourself out being entertaining anything that's too much for you or too less for you. So yeah, absolutely, equally yoked is ideal in my opinion.
Because I think I walk a balance, because although I'm a woman, I have 3 boys. So I always look at them and that's how I do the balancing act with how I feel about certain things. What about you, Shavana?
Oh, I'm equally yoked. Equally yoked. I definitely want to be on the same level when it comes to everything across the board, especially with conversation. If I can't hold a simple conversation with you, that's not gonna
Stress
work.
us out like the IRS.
Yes,
but when they say equally yoked, you cannot be equally yoked, or maybe you should not be equally yoked across the board for this reason. You need to be able to learn from one another. Like, I have plus that my significant other doesn't, and he has strengths that I don't possess. So when you say equally yoked across the board, how are you going to learn from each other if you guys are all walking the same lane?
well, it's gonna be some differences there, of course, where you're strong, he's weak, and vice versa. What I mean is, like CEO Lexi said, education, mental, spiritual,
So you're saying if you're in a relationship and you have a master's, your mate should have a master's.
No, but my mate should know their ABCs. They should know how to hold a conversation.
Shouldn't be out here looking windows.
Right.
Okay?
They
We
should know
should be
how
able
to
to
read
have
a
a
book.
conversation.
Baby.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think that I don't think a woman has to make the same amount as a man. I think that you don't have to. I think men should make more than women in a relationship.
Why you feel that way?
Because I think men want to be the controlling factor in a relationship. They want to be the head of the household. And I think in order to do that, I think that you should gear towards providing those financial means. I think that it doesn't matter if the woman makes more than the man. I think that the man should be the provider in the relationship. That's my opinion.
So I was raised in the church. Even in my even in my marriage, he was the priest, provider, and protector. So I go by that. I walk by that. I live by that. However, there are women out here who are asking for outlandish things that they can't even provide for themselves. They want a man that's, a thousandaire, and they're not even 100-aire.
But men are doing the same too.
Men are doing the same. They want women to be priests, providers, and protectors.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, that's what's wrong with the Bible. That's what's wrong with our community. I mean, that's what's wrong. They're not reading the Bible. That's what's wrong with our community. Because there is, people have taken away what the good book said, what worked for our community back in the day.
I was just talking to my nieces not too long ago and just talking about the dating scene and just to hear the things that they were saying, how the guys want you to have a job, have a car. You definitely have to have your own space, right? But they stay at home with their parents or they live with their brother or their sister and they're on public transportation. So you want the females to be the providers.
But I
And-
think we set those standards. We did that as women. We set those standards.
Everyone should be independent. Everyone should be able to take care of themselves.
Yeah, I think
Um,
whether you're male or female, you should have your self together before you even think
So,
about dating anybody.
I've said it before. I've told my sons this. You have no business dating if you don't have your stuff together.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You shouldn't be dating. You should be invested in getting to know yourself and getting on the platform and on the road to financial stability before you incorporate an emotional burden into the situation, because relationships are burdensome at times and they wear on you. So I don't think that we should be dating if we don't have ourselves together. I know I wouldn't.
Those are those conversations
I
that
agree
you
with that.
have to have while you're courting. You have to have those conversations of what are your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. What do you plan on doing with yourself? What's your credit score? We need to know everything. Your emotional state. If you don't have that information, and you just jump into a relationship with a person based off of superficial aspects or chemistry and things like that. You're asking for a disaster, in my opinion.
Well, men that have themselves together, they don't really concern themselves. They have money. They don't really concern themselves with what women make. The men that I've ran across.
So the men that I know that are balanced, they want a woman who has their stuff together. They are more concerned, they want you to have an income
Right.
and be self-sufficient, but they're more concerned about the dirty laundry we bring. They're more concerned about baby daddies and kids and, you taking care of the sister, or you keep a clean house, or do you pray? So when I'm talking to them, that's what they're concerned about as a whole. So it's not so much, they want you to make a living, be self-sufficient, but they
And
don't.
be a good woman.
Yeah.
I think I'm going back and just starting in dating and just for the younger people in the world. That's where I meant with that, because as you're older and you're dating, if you're your 30s up, 40s up, dating is going to be different than where you started when you were in your 20s, and I think that will help us as a whole, as a society, if we're teaching that to the younger crowd of the standards of starting.
So Yeah, I agree with you. It should start at home. My foundation for love, dating, and spiritual guidance started at home. That's where I got it from. And believe it or not, kids do what we do, not what we say.
I agree with that.
No matter what we tell them, we can tell them right from wrong. They will mimic what we do subconsciously. But the first thing I think we should do before you begin to date is do a real, true, absolute self analysis. You know how you get on your knees and you're talking to God? I never understood why, when I was younger, why he said, come in spirit and in truth. I'm like, well, people be lying. I guess people lie to themselves, so they will in turn lie to God or other people. So you have to be brutally honest with yourself. Stand in the mirror and say, and it hurts. I've done it. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. And if you can't fix what you don't face.
That's true. You have to be accountable.
Yeah. So if you are a procrastinator, you have to be able to say, look, I'm a procrastinator. Or if you are
Whatever you are, if you're
Right.
a liar,
right, or a cheater, whatever you are, you have to be able to. I am not looking at you, Shavana. By no means. I am ignoring you. Hi, Tadora. I am ignoring you.
I have not said a word.
She looked at me with the procrastination because of the alphabet people. So I believe that. I believe that in today's society, I read that someone said that she would rather be the fifth baby mama to an athlete than a wholesome wife to a middle class man.
now that's stupid.
That's where we are.
That's not very bright.
Someone aspiring to be a baby mama. And they're okay with that title too, by the way. They're okay with somebody calling them a baby mama.
Well, I'm not gonna call anyone stupid because I don't like to talk like that. But that's not the brightest way to set.
But
your
that's
life
kind
up.
of where they're going with it. That's what their goals and aspiration is. She figures she can get a few dollars more out of the athlete, get in line behind 6 other children and let him spread himself thin and make more probably than devote herself to one middle class man.
Well, I think it's not how much money he makes, it's how much he's willing to do and how good he's willing to be to you. So a person could make $1 million and have you not very well taken care of, and a person could make $100,000 a year and they can cater to you and be good to you.
But the expectation that you think that someone else should take better care of you than you do yourself is astonishing to me.
Get a job. Get a
I don't.
job.
I think for me, my opinion of relationships is that you definitely need to take care of yourself as a human being. You should definitely be independent. You should definitely educate yourself so that you can be great with inside of yourself. But when it comes to being inside of a courtship or a relationship, I think that it's better for men to lead that way.
So
That's-
men should lead. I tell my sons since they were 2, I always tell them they were priests, providers, and protectors. I spoke that over them. They learned it in church. Their father is a component of that. So they get it, but I don't want them going out just dating anyone. I don't want them to end up with anyone. I want them to actually evaluate
as
to
they should.
extensively to who they're dating. I don't want her to have extra baggage. I don't want drama. I don't want, her to have back. I want her to be just as educated as my son. He should actually have a house that he's paying for, that he takes care of all the bills, and she should be added to that. And whatever they do with her money, I don't want him to be a fool, but whatever they decide to do with her portion of what she contributes, that's what they do. But I want him to get someone who's equally yoked, but I still want him to be a priest, provider, and protector.
Right.
I don't
Right.
want him going to get
Strip
people
club.
who, no, please, no.
I think when you're raised, what do they say? When you're raised off survival and you're raised off of love,
Yes.
you become a different person. And I think that spills into marrying for love and marrying for money.
Yes.
I think they go pretty hand in hand.
I wouldn't marry for. I wouldn't
So
marry
at this age,
pure
you
love.
have to.
What'd you say, Krista?
I said I wouldn't marry for pure love. I wouldn't suggest anyone do, because love, you can love someone, but love just does not pay the bills.
So I think if you're consciously selecting people with intention,
Mhm.
You don't have to worry. You will marry for love because you're not going to date anybody outside of your standards and parameters. That's in my book, Chemistry to Commitment.
I agree with that. I agree with you 100% on that.
So you will marry for love, and you're going to date.
I said not pure love. I couldn't just marry someone just because I love them.
Really?
No.
What about 20
Why
years
not?
ago?
What else? What?
20 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that would have been the dumbest, not
why?
the brightest, because we weren't equally yoked. We weren't from the same. We weren't raised the same. We didn't have much in common, and it was total infatuation. As a mature adult woman, I know that you have to balance it out. You can't just be like, "Oh, I'm in love with you and I want to marry you."
So when I say pure love at our age, we're all, great women. When I say that, I've already went through the steps.
Right.
I'm not entertaining. Everything I do is intentional at this point. I'm not entertaining anybody that does not already meet those standards or check off those lists. I'm not going outside of those parameters.
Right, I get you. I
So
agree.
once I get on the other side and it's time to get married, I love him and I'm marrying him for love. The other aforementioned criteria has already been met, satisfied.
I agree with you 1,000% on that. That's we're saying the same thing because
Okay.
I agree with that totally. But I'm not just gonna just be like, oh, I'm just so gung-ho.
I will after you've met the criteria. See, I'm not gonna.
We have to analyze.
I'm not even gonna smile at you if you don't meet the criteria.
Yeah, I would say we have to analyze everything. Everything has to make sense. Everything has to make sense.
What do you guys think? We haven't got any callers today. 708-223-8953. You guys are on the screen. Share your opinion. Everything, we live in a society where they're extra sensitive, but they want to do away with all of the checks and balances that's worked for us and built our community and our foundation. We just have to do things a little differently.
When you say we and you say extra sensitive, what do you mean? Like,
so we're in the you
melanated
can't
people?
No. Well, for me, one of the reasons why I started the dating platform is because our community's falling apart.
Okay, I
We
agree.
want the same things and we don't know how to get there. We're saying that I want love. The men are saying I want love, and we're not communicating that.
I agree.
I want marriage, but you keep hearing I can't find nobody at this place. I don't know any women. We're communicating the same thing. So I started the dating platform in hopes to build our Black community and our marital community back up. So,
and we're too hard on each other.
We are. Our expectations, we don't build up. We need to do better. The Dream Academy next week on Monday is having December 15th. It's the same day as my party. They drop a toy off. It's a holiday party. It's out in Oak Brook. It's from 2:30 to 4:30. And it's from newborn to 17 years old. So the Dream Academy Foundation, you can find them on all social media outlets.
Since we're speaking of events, I forgot to mention one that's kind of big. So starting January 4th, 2025, and every first Saturday, you guys, we're going to be broadcasting live at the Big Business Mix and Mingle at the Bar 10 Doors. That is located at 1251 West Taylor Street in Chicago. Again, we're going to be there every first Saturday of the month, broadcasting live from 3. Well, we'll be on air 3 to 5, but the event itself is until 8 p.m. There are vendor opportunities available. We have some great vendors already on deck. We heard a couple of us. Of course, it's going to be us. But yes, Anointed Accounting, JBL Academy, La Cristal Lingerie. I had to put some
La Cristal.
I had to put some R on that one. If you are a vendor and you want to have a space, give Brian Fleming a call, 630-926-0394, or go to theownershipclub.net/events, and you'll find all the information there and the flyers, and I'm excited about that.
I'm super excited. Hey guys, we had a day party today. It was absolutely amazing. The food, They had spirits, the energy, the music. Shy Bliss brought the music. I'm not going to tell you what we said. I'll tell my co-host, but I won't tell you what we said. Great time. This is going to be a great time. Electric energy. If you want to be there and you need to meet you, if you need to be there, and I'm tired, I partied all morning, right? So you need to be there. There is going to be an array of people in the building. Bring your business cards. This is the place to network, and we're going to be there every first Saturday. We get the party for a purpose.
And network and meet people
Yes.
and have fun every first Saturday of every month. Like, that's dope.
It's exciting.
Yes, like way more than exciting. Like, look at what you can do. Look at all the new opportunities that's gonna walk through the door just to have fun. And I heard they got good drink specials
Yeah, $7
and good
margaritas
and good food
$7?
specials.
And
Like,
Drinks
you
are
can't beat
expensive.
and Long Island's.
Yes.
$7?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Wow.
So
I don't
everybody,
drink, but I know they cost. People tell me I'm a cheap date, so
They can get expensive. A
everybody
good
come
Long
out.
Island is about $15.
Depending on where you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Depending on where you go. But yeah, everybody come check us out. We'll be there every first Saturday of the month. Bring your information, whether it's electronical, a card, whether you wear a t-shirt, a QR code, come out.
Or be a vendor and set up your space, because we will all have our own spaces, set up our own tables with our information and our marketing materials. And I'm going to shameless plug Couture. If you need the marketing materials, go to
she does excellent.
couturemusicmgmt.com/marketing materials if you need anything for your business.
Why don't you tell them you do our flyers?
They should know that. They know Couture when they see it. Come on. Let's not be
Right.
silly.
Wait a minute. I
Right.
need you to put that on the commercial.
That's one of my catchphrases.
They know Couture when they
Yes,
see it.
yes, I got a couple of them. They just be popping up. And if you guys can't see, if you're tuning into our YouTube, you can see our merch that's launching for the ownership club that I of course designed as well. This is our first set. It's the sporty look. So I'm doing these sweatshirts and the hoodies and the jogging pants because it's cold and I don't want a t-shirt, but I will have t-shirts available.
So I have a suggestion because I don't like sporty clothes.
Oh no, I wasn't done.
Okay.
This is our first set because it's cold and I don't like being cold. So this is our first line that's coming out. But yes, there will be more feminine and more different.
But I got something for the winter time too. A turtleneck, because I have JBL on my turtlenecks when I wear my turtlenecks with my suits. So just a quick ownership club, just right there on the turtleneck.
You know what? We're gonna work that into
mine is
into our
embroidered
lineup.
right here.
Or,
It's like it says JBL
polo.
right here. Yeah.
Well, see, for us to wear, representing our brand is one thing, and then
Yes.
for consumer sales and what our consumers want to wear is two different things. So when I launch merchandise, I have to think of both. I do agree with polos and turtlenecks and things like that. As for advertising, the creation of the ownership club merchandise and apparel is for everyone. So I definitely want it's going to be broader. There will be more options. Besides, we're going to go into velour suits. We're going to go into full launch everything, because with couture, that's one of the things I do with clothing. I prefer the out of the box crazy sparkly, like my favorite clients are my sorors. And look,
What sorority do you belong to?
I don't belong to any.
Oh,
I said my favorite clients
Are
are
the sorors.
The sorors, okay.
Yes, and sorors. I'm sorry if I said that wrong.
no,
And
you said it right.
yeah, and I got those. I won't list all my clients, but I do have some great clients that like the things that are a little bit different than just the sweatshirt. They
Yes.
want the bling and they want the glitter and they want the rhinestones, and that's what I do.
Excuse me.
I'll have some merchandise every first Saturday too. I'm gonna surprise you guys. I'm gonna have different things, not just my glasses, because
So are those the same colors or different colors?
we're doing all primary colors for this first set.
Oh,
So
I
it's
just
going to
had
be
an idea.
it's going to be all the primary colors, and I have these in different colors already. And then we have the sweatshirts and sweatsuits in different colors. So
Okay.
the first launch is going to be all primary, sportier look, and then we're going to go into more look, it's going to be very expansive. I'm
Oh, good
excited.
stuff. Good stuff. I like to hear that. I don't like that color on me, but you said you have different colors.
Yeah. No, this one is actually a prototype. So Brian has 3 of the jogging suits as prototypes already, of course. And this one, and I think I did a black and gold one or black and red. I'm not really sure. I did a couple of the prototypes just to see how it was going to come out and how it was going to look. So this was my particular one. And I actually wore this and created this specific when we did the $1 million funding event. So the green and gold is specific to that. So that's what I was like, but I didn't wear it again. So I'm like, you know what? I need to dust that sweater outfit and be a walking billboard.
Nice. Can you guys see it?
So yeah, some stuff is available right now at theownershipclub.net, which is a website that I've created as well. You guys can check that out.
Talent, just talent. Look at all this talent,
A
with this
room full of
information.
talent.
Yes, callers, give us a call. We're looking to hear from you. 708-223-8953. We'd like to know your thoughts, your questions, feedback.
Crystal, what you got for us today?
Oh, I didn't know if I was doing. I thought maybe I got here a little too late.
Oh, you know what? We're gonna make some time now.
Okay. Well, let's see here. So today I want to touch on. I was a little all over the place, guys, so I apologize. Today I want to touch on 3 particular topics, and one of them is why you should have a real estate mentor, why you should have a good real estate why you should have a really good real estate attorney, and why you the type of insurance that you should have when you are building. Now, I have a real estate mentor, and I'm on a Zoom for the next 6 to 8 weeks where we're doing some big things together. And one of the things that he said is that when you are purchasing your properties, that you should put them all in different LLCs, because if you don't put if you're not going to flip them right away, because if you put them all in one LLC and you let them sit, if you get sued, then they can sue you for everything. So I thought that was pretty good information.
So what's the criteria for in seeking a mentor?
The criteria for seeking a mentor is, for one, I think that you should find someone that you respect, someone that you that fulfills you, someone that you admire, someone that has more than you, someone that can show you different things. So I did do a little bit of research on that, and so my contacts are messed up and everything else, so forgive me, please. But when you do have a mentor, it helps you gain confidence. And I do agree with that. The mentor that I have right now is big. He's big business. Also, learning industry insights. You learn things about the industry. You also develop skills from having a mentor. What else here? You get accountability, and you learn networking. They can take you out to different events, show you different things. One of my real estate mentors was Jacob the Builder.
I know Jacob.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. And unfortunately, he passed away. But he was phenomenal at what he did. He used to say, come see my projects, come see what I'm doing. And then prior to that, when I would go inside of properties, like my children's dad, he does properties also. And I would look at the properties and I'd be like, I'm not going in this crap. But when you have a mentor, they get you to understand that, become a visionary. Look at these properties and see what you're going to do. And then you develop the love and the understanding that you are actually giving someone something phenomenal. So I definitely think that when you are doing your business, that you need to make sure that you get you a great real estate mentor.
I think mentors are important
In
across
the board.
every aspect.
I agree.
Shy Bliss, shout out to my radio mentor, Shy Bliss, the crown holder, and one of my business mentors, Brian Fleming. It's important. It's really important.
It is.
So,
It
and I
is.
think in different aspects of your life, you need to have
I
a
agree, Sha.
spiritual mentor.
You do.
Your girlfriends and the people you surround yourself with can't just be for a good time.
They have to be
It
mentorship.
have to be mentorship. And it has to be with the right energy and the right spirit.
I agree.
And mentors are unique. in the fact that they understand that your journey is your journey and they're not trying to steer you where they want you to go,
That's true.
but they're helping you, slightly guiding you with advice down your own journey.
They're
Kind of like
gonna
being
be
a
truthful.
parent.
They're
Or
gonna
a
be
big
truthful.
sister.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Or a
kind of
big
like,
brother.
you know how you do your children as they become young adults? You no longer, you know, like direct them. You kind of gradually steer them with love and
Mhm.
advice down their own path, as opposed to, because I've had people who were very assertive. I'm assertive, so I get it. That's not the part that upsets me. What offended me was you trying to tell me what's good for my journey. No, you just help mentor me down my journey. You don't steer me off of my journey.
I agree. I have a girlfriend that does a lot of mentorship with me, and they have that personality at times of kind of not necessarily understanding that I'm on my path. I need some guidance on my path, but this is the path that I'm going to be on. But once again, they signed up for friendship, not mentorship.
Right.
But the friends should also, like I tell my girlfriends all the time, if I don't admire you, then I shouldn't be friends with you.
That's correct.
If there's not something that, if I can't take advice from you, if I don't respect your opinion, why am I dealing with you?
But a mentor finds the balance. They respect your opinion.
That's true.
Right?
I agree.
I had someone a few weeks ago, and we were talking about an issue that I am not super proficient in,
Mhm.
but I have working knowledge of it. And they were trying to tell me, you don't need to be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know, I'm highly intelligent, right? If I'm on this path, this is my journey. If I'm on this path, because that's why I never tell women to leave men or anything like that, because it's not my journey.
I agree.
I give you loving,
Advice.
spiritual advice, because the best thing I can do is pray for you.
That's true.
But there are people who are steering people, and that's not mentorship.
I agree 1,000. I fell out with a girlfriend of mine, one of my absolute. I still love her to death, and I miss her. To be honest, we haven't been friends in a long time, and she had some knowledge in areas that I didn't, and as I said, it's all good. But she would talk at me and she would try to tell me what to do. And so a lot of times I would hold back because I wanted for us to continue to have our friendship. But the reality of it is that if you have to tiptoe around anyone on pins and needles and you can't express yourself, but they feel real comfortable with expressing themselves to you, that's not friendship either. So we have to, I think a lot of times when we are admiring someone, we still have to have respect and boundaries
Absolutely.
there. Because a lot of times it's like, they look at us as not, I'm not going to use the word being beneath them, because that, I don't think that that's it, but just being like my
Less
little
than
sister.
in knowledge.
Yeah, right. Yeah, in a positive way. I don't want to say it in a negative way. But the reality of it is that, nobody lives, what is it, in glass rocks and can't throw stones.
Because we all can offer something in various areas that other people can't. But we do need mentors, a spiritual mentor, a business mentor. We need a mentor for this, what we're doing here.
I agree.
Because we have never did this before, right? To this degree. So we need a mentor for this to take us to the next level.
agree.
I have a spiritual mentor. She's absolutely wonderful. Hey, lovely. She's absolutely wonderful. I have a mentor when I came on, in my career. I don't like to say it. When I began, I've had a mentor with that. So you need a mentor in every aspect. And even my sister, she's younger than I am, but she was a parent before I was a
My
parent.
sister says
So
the same
she's
thing about me.
I was mentored by her. Little do she know, because I kept calling her every 5 minutes saying, we did this. What does that mean? And she's like, oh, girl, he's in the little lion stage. He'll grow out of it. She tells me it only lasts for about 6 months. So you need a mentor in every aspect. I agree
And
with
iron sharpens iron.
That's
so just
then the next one is a real estate attorney. I definitely think before you get your property, I think that you should ask your mentor or resource a good real estate attorney. A real estate attorney understands the legal aspects of everything that you're getting yourself involved in. A real estate attorney can make sure that the property has no liens, no title issues or anything like that. Right now, a family member of mine purchased a property, bought it from a title company. I assume that they researched the lien. I don't know of the property, but he paid 50,000 cash for it, and it was double purchased. So now he has to fight to get the property back. So you have to make sure that you have a good real estate attorney. They're good with negotiating on your behalf. What else here? They have dispute resolutions. A lot of times when you are having issues with your seller or your buyer, your attorney can give you good guidance on that. So having a good real estate attorney is very, very important. And then, as it says, that it gives you peace of mind. Peace of mind is everything. We want to be able to sleep at night. I had a real estate attorney that I spoke with, and I didn't ask her for all of the advice that she gave me, but she gave me some good advice. I was kind of like, okay. But the advice that she gave me waved my head in the direction of, I didn't necessarily stop what I was doing inside of my deal. I didn't stop my deal, but it did give me an angle as to how I should look at what I'm doing. So, being able to accept information is very, very important as an entrepreneur, not taking things personal and knowing how to just listen and still do whatever it is that you want to do, because people most of the time want to be heard. So that's what I do.
That's good. So mentor, attorney. What's our third one?
And then the next one is when you are purchasing your property, you want to make sure that you have builder's risk insurance. It's a particular type of insurance that investors need to have. And with that one right here, you get you can get property damage when you have builder's risk. You get theft. A lot of times people come in and they steal things. They steal the copper. They steal the appliances that are in there. You want to make sure that you have that insurance. Vandalism, if natural things happen, disasters happen, you want to make sure you have insurance for that. If anything collapses, if you have a fire, materials burn, debris removal, all of those things are good with having builder's risk insurance. So those are some more steps. A lot of times, once again, when we get involved in investing in real estate, because you can get funding oftentimes without a lot of criteria. So you want to jump in the game, and then this person is doing it. You see this person doing it. You see this person making all this money. So you want to get involved in it. But it's always good to take your time and educate yourself and line your ducks up in a row properly so that you don't hurt yourself inside of this game and get sued, or get a bad name about yourself, or make people have an issue with you and not want to do business with you. So you want to make sure that you have all of these things done, in my opinion, before you even purchase the property. And when I got that information about the LLCs, I thought that was really, really good information to make sure that you do that.
So if our listeners want more information on these amazing real estate topics, where can they find you, Crystal?
They could find me. No, I'm just kidding. I had to take a deep breath today. Oh, Lord have mercy. I am a mother and a grandmother. So you can find me at Crystal, CrystalLewis @kw.com. You can also contact me at 312-877-6687. And also, I would like to say this too. When you are doing your properties, you want to make sure that you are having another property ready to flip and move. And next week, I'll touch on what angles you need to take in order to do that. But you want to make sure that you're ready. It's a way that you can roll my real estate mentor telling me these things, so I'm giving it to you guys. It's a way that you can roll things up so that when you're moving on to the next property, your money is making money for you. You're not stuck, so.
I told you we're going to get our house from Crystal. I told you.
Well, I'm going to do my research. I can't sound crazy online. I can sound crazy if it's just us. But, if I'm talking to the people, I got to make sure I'm giving them the right information.
I'm the people.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
I'm Sharon Locked. My next conceal and carry class will be January the 11th and the 12th. You can call 844-426-6232. Don't forget about the party. Come celebrate with us. December 15th at Privilege on the South Side. It's 69th and South Chicago. We also have January 4th,
Yep.
Bar 10. We're there. We're having a great time. The energy's high. You guys need to be there and call us for vending opportunities. If you need to reach me personally, I'm at 312-937-6227 or email me at charlewis@thecharlewis.com. So it's SHARLEWIS. So it's charlewis@thecharlewis.com.
Hey, and I'm Shavana, your accountant from Anointed Accounting. I can be reached at area code 312-837-7219. And you can visit me at www.anointedaccounting.com. I'm also across all social media platforms under Anointed Accounting. I look forward to talking to you soon.
And, it's your girl CEO Lexi giving you all things couture. You can find me at www.couturemusicmgmt.com, on Facebook at Alexis Arce, and all social media at CEO Lexi Couture. You can also, I'm actually working on our tab on the Ownership Club website, which is www.theownershipclub.net. If you go to / or you go to a little tab and select Intellectual Radio, you will see us, have all our contact information directly there for you, and websites and phone numbers and all that great stuff. So I'm still building that page, but it's coming soon. We definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's been a fantastic show full of information. I definitely appreciate the listeners and my co-hosts. And we will see you next Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. on Intellectual Radio.
See you, great big world out there. Be great.